What's up guys, my name is Josiah Martin and I am the Alaskan Outsider. I love getting outside here in Alaska and going on some awesome trips and documenting them along the way. And one camera that I always find I'm bringing along in my camera bag is the GoPro. Whether you're trying to set up a quick and easy time lapse, or maybe you need the GoPro for a wide angle action scene. Whatever it is, it's small and portable, and I really enjoy having this along when I'm filming my videos. So ever since the GoPro Hero 7 came out about 2 months ago, I've been using it and putting it to the test. And so today, I'm gonna give you my 5 tips to get the most out of your GoPro Hero 7. And at the very end of the video, I'm doing a giveaway, so don't go away. So for tip number 1 is to make sure your hyper smooth is turned on. And even when it's turned on, still be mindful of how you can get the smoothest shot possible. Bend your knees, walk slowly, have a loose grip on the camera, and just try and smooth out all of your footage. So it is possible to walk around just holding the GoPro in your hand and get smooth footage, but I've always found that my footage turns out a little bit better when I'm carrying it on a selfie stick. I like to hold the selfie stick just like this. Having this long stick kind of provides a counterweight, and it really balances out your footage and makes it feel a lot smoother. And one thing that you can do with the selfie stick is hold it upside down by the very top. The counterweight then becomes your GoPro. Angle the camera up slightly, extend the length a little bit if you need, and then you can walk with the GoPro really low to the ground and have a really cool angle and a unique perspective to share with your audience. Let's fix your settings. So if you go into your settings on your GoPro, in the bottom middle of the screen, tap on your settings and turn Pro Tune on. Once Pro Tune is on, it'll allow you to change things like ISO, shutter speed, and your color profile. Settings that I like to have are shutter speed on auto, white balance auto. My ISO minimum is 100, my ISO max is 200. Now some people do recommend having an ISO max of 100, but in Alaska, the sun isn't up all the time, so I like to have that ISO max 200 just to get a little bit more exposure. Sharpness is very important to have on low, and my color profile is on flat. Now, if you don't want to do very much post-process editing to your GoPro footage, you can leave the GoPro color on. I like to turn it on flat because it gives you an image with more information. Sure, it's less saturated and a little bit flatter, but in post-production, you can change those colors and tweak a lot more things than when GoPro decides the color for you. So now on to tip number 3, lock the exposure as much as possible. So when the GoPro's on and you press and hold the screen, it gives you an option. It first has a spot meter, you tap it again, and then it locks the exposure. You check it, that way the exposure on your image doesn't change and you have that auto exposure, which gives you this crazy flickering effect. Flickering effect is bad, lock the exposure. And if you want to go one step further, because you know you're going to be in a really consistent lighting situation, you can adjust the shutter speed. So if you're shooting in 24 frames per second, it's recommended to be at 1/50th of a shutter speed. Just make sure your shutter speed is double whatever your frame rate is, and that way you don't have the shutter speed switching on you halfway through your film. Okay, so now on to tip number 4. Don't let your GoPro run out of battery. GoPros have never been that great at having good battery life. On the 5 and 6, if you filmed for 2 hours straight, you were lucky. 2 hours was kind of the max. Now on the 7, I can't even make it a full 2 hours. And there's 2 things that can help with that. Turn voice commands off and turn GPS off. Those 2 settings are one of the biggest suckers of the battery that if you want, you can turn off. Now for me, I love yelling at my GoPro, "GoPro, turn off!" But for some people that don't like yelling at their GoPro, you can turn that off, save a little bit of juice. Now, if you're someone that's doing a lot of extreme sports like motocross or crazy downhill skiing, you might want that GPS turned on for some cool features like knowing how fast you were going at that precise moment when you were filming, knowing when the G-force is, or how fast you were accelerating, what the elevation was. So really cool features that the GPS provides. But for me, I'm not really going to use it, so I'd rather prefer saving my batteries. And now on to tip number 5. So tip number 5 is kind of an extension of tip number 4. Don't run out of batteries. I've always found that having 3 batteries is a good number. So when you buy the GoPro, it comes with 1. I suggest buying 2 more batteries. So on Amazon, you can buy a 3-channel charger and 2 extra batteries for $24. If you go onto the GoPro website, you scroll down and look, you can see that you can buy a GoPro for $20. Now, I think you see what I'm getting at here. Don't overspend on GoPro. Use my affiliate link in the description and hook yourself up 2 extra batteries and a GoPro charger. And the reason 3 batteries works well for me is that even though I would go out on a 3-day backpacking trip and let's say I would need 10 batteries worth of GoPro footage, I'm not gonna go out and buy 10 extra spare batteries for my GoPro. I'm gonna go out and buy this portable charger. Now this specific portable charger can actually recharge more than 10 GoPro batteries. So I like having this big power bank in my backpack. I bring that USB GoPro charger along, pop it in, and I'm charging while I'm sleeping in my tent. And if your iPhone's dead too, plug it into this. Dual charging capabilities is pretty cool, and it lasts way longer than some of those battery packs that I would have that would charge my iPhone like one time and that'd be it. So I would highly recommend picking up a couple extra batteries and picking up a power bank. So once you've implemented these 5 tips into your videos, you've got the best footage that you can get. Now it's time to get to editing and the storytelling process that comes with it. And when I was first starting out, I was really overwhelmed by some of those complicated editing softwares. And so I edited on iMovie for the longest time and had good results. If you're new to video editing, I would say keep it simple. And one of the easiest and most straightforward video editing softwares out there is VideoProc. And although VideoProc is sponsoring this video, I can say it is a great option for beginners to editing or people that just want to use a GoPro and not mess around with some crazy complicated software. Sometimes you just want to go out, have some fun with the GoPro and quickly splice things together in an editing software and then put it on YouTube and get it over with. And one thing that I like about this software is that you can apply a GoPro fisheye effect corrector on there. When you're filming on the GoPro Hero 7 with stabilization turned on in 4K, the only option you have is a wide field of view, and it gives you that rounded fisheye effect that's not so desirable. So with VideoProc, you can apply that fisheye corrector to your GoPro footage. That way it helps it look less like an action cam, which in result will be more cinematic. Oh, this is not as comfortable as I thought it was. So what I'm not saying is that VideoProc is better than Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro. I mean, those are some great applications, but they can be really overwhelming and frankly can just have too much capability for some editors. So this would be a really great software to start with. So normally this software costs right around $50, but I was actually able to work out a deal with VideoProc to get my subscribers a download link so you can get it absolutely free. So look for that in the description of this video. And now you're like, okay already, I'm ready for the giveaway, So there's a few things in this video that I suggested you could buy on Amazon. So in the spirit of that, I'm gonna be giving away a $100 Amazon gift card to one of my subscribers. That way you can go pick something up that will help you film and make better videos. The winner will be announced on November 23rd, so it'll give you guys a couple weeks to enter. To be eligible to win, you've got to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, comment something nice below, and hit that share button so that other people can know how to step up their video game using their GoPro. So in the very near future, guys, I'll be making another video about 5 in-camera transitions that you can do with your GoPro, and then I'll actually be splicing them together using the VideoProc software. That way you can see you don't need some crazy complicated software to have cool effects. You can do it with a very basic, simple software like VideoProc. Well, that's all for now. The sun is getting really low in the sky. I'm the Alaskan Outsider signing off and saying, go get outside.